Welcome back, guys, to Insight Tennis Tour Stroke Series. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about one of the power secrets of the pros, and we're going to look at the forehand initially. We're going to do a whole series on the power secrets of the pros, so watch for that. That's going to be coming out, and this will actually be some paid content. These are things that if somebody has not told you about them, you probably will never figure it out. It's not something you're going to stumble across because it just simply happens too fast. So, but they will actually transform your game. These are things that allow the pros to hit the ball the way that they do with the penetration and the heavy ball that they hit. And we're going to reveal some of those things to you today. So we're going to talk today a little bit about the forehand, first of all. And you probably have heard this talked about, and it's widely believed that you maybe have even heard your club pro or somebody talk about, I want to keep my wrist in the same position when I'm coming into the ball. I want to keep my wrist in the same position all the way to contact and past contact, and keep it in that same position until I wrap at the end of the swing. The biggest issue with that, first of all, is we're not releasing the racket head into the ball. The greatest players in the world, the Nadals, the Federers, the Djokovic, these guys release the racket into the ball. This is a widely misunderstood concept, in my opinion, and it is something that if you release it too soon, you could have some issues. So this is something that happens last second. This is not something that you're going to try releasing back here. Clearly that is not what I'm advocating. But as I come to the ball, just before I get to the ball, that racket is going to release. And this is the centrifugal force that creates this. It is a huge power source in your forehand. So what we want to talk about is, first of all, this is the myth that these guys are going to take the racket back like this, and they're going to come in and they're going to release their racket back, and they're going to keep their wrist in the same position all the way back to contact. Now the problem with that is if I do that, first of all, you're going to see that my wrist is not going, or the racket is not going to get back to contact. This is essentially contact right here. My arm is fully extended, or even to this point. So there, we know that there's a release of the racket head into the ball. And the reason why we know that is because if they kept their wrist in the same way, or in the same place rather, then after contact, they make contact here, their wrist would still be 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 here, it'd still be here, and then it would rotate over. But you can clearly see with Nadal, you can clearly see with Djokovic and Wawrinka and all of the different pros that have huge ground strokes, that is not the case. So what you're going to see, this is, would be an example of Wawrinka. He's coming in like this, and the racket releases back as he starts to uncoil his body. The racket releases back, and what you're going to see is last second, his racket will release through the ball. So that after he's made contact, his racket looks like this, not like this. Now, right after contact, yes, it looks like this. But you watch another frame or another frame and you're going to see this, which says that that's what happened. This little release is a huge power source. And I call it one of the power secrets of the pros. So the next time that you're out there, try this out. Now, the timing has to be right. This is for advanced players only. But you want to allow the racket to release as a product of the momentum of the swing. Okay? So it's going to basically look like this. Okay? Boom. Here. Boom. Here. Boom. Here. Boom. Now, even though that looks like I'm doing this kind of thing and keeping my racket here, I'm not. What I was actually doing, I'm going to do it in super slow motion for you. Releasing the racket back like this, coming back to contact, And I get clear to here before I release that racket head. Then I'm going to release the racket head through and finish right here. Next time you're out on the court, think about releasing that racket head because of the product of the momentum of the swing. It should naturally happen. Okay, you shouldn't be thinking about flipping your wrist. I want you to be very clear rather. I'm not advocating to flip your wrist like this. Okay, please don't hear me saying that. But you are going to have your racket, your wrist and arm so loose that as you come through the ball, it's naturally just going to release as a product of the momentum of the swing. So again, next time out on the court, try this. Again, the timing has to be great. This is for advanced players only, but you're going to start getting the pop on the ball that you maybe never have felt before. This is what I call the power secrets of the pros. If you like this video, please click the link below and subscribe to the channel. Leave any comments below. Share the video as much as you can. We love to hear feedback. We get feedback from all over the world. Check out the website at insighttennis.com. Also, please send in any videos for analysis to rick@insighttennis.com. Any clinics or requests for clinics or lessons, also rick@insighttennis.com. Greatly appreciate all the support from all over the world, guys. Please keep the comments coming. Thank you so much for your time. We'll see you next time out on the court.